Welcome to Module 7. Today we explore the ancient Hermetic principle of cause and effect. The Kabbalion asserts that every cause produces an effect and nothing happens without a reason. This is a law that nothing escapes. What we call chance is merely a name for a law not yet recognized. There are many planes of causation, but the law remains absolute. Our first essential question asks if causation is truly universal, or if the quantum world introduces genuine randomness into our reality. Next, we ask how concepts like chaos theory and synchronicity might bridge the gap between ancient spiritual law and modern physical discoveries. Finally, we investigate if we can understand cause and effect as a moral principle through the lens of karma and spiritual tradition. By the end of this module, you will be able to analyze this principle alongside classical determinism and evaluate the challenges of quantum theory. You will explore various interpretations of quantum mechanics and see how they might align with or challenge the universal law. We will also dive into the roles of chaos and retrocausation to understand the complex nature of the causal chain. We begin our journey with classical determinism. In the world of Newton, every action is perfectly predictable if you have enough information. Pierre-Simon Laplace imagined a demon that could predict all future events by knowing the position and velocity of every particle. This perfect, unbroken causation is exactly what the Hermetic principle describes. It is the principle of cause and effect expressed mathematically. But then came the quantum revolution. Suddenly, the world appeared less like a clock and more like a game of dice. Heisenberg showed us that we cannot know both the position and momentum of a particle at the same time. This is a fundamental limit. When a specific atom will decay is fundamentally unpredictable. Nature seems to be genuinely probabilistic at its most basic level. If quantum events are truly random, then perhaps not every effect has a cause. This directly challenges our ancient Hermetic foundation. To make sense of this, we look at the interpretive landscape. How do different physicists regain the sense of causation? The Copenhagen interpretation says quantum events are genuinely random. Here, the Hermetic law might only be a partial truth. In contrast, the pilot wave theory suggests that hidden variables determine the path. This fully supports the idea of hidden causation. Many worlds theory proposes that everything that can happen does happen in parallel branches. Randomness is just an illusion of our perspective. Cubism views quantum states as beliefs about future experience rather than descriptions of an independent reality. It is a very mental approach. Superdeterminism takes us back to absolute law where everything, including our choices, is predetermined. This is the ultimate Hermetic view. We also explore retrocausation where future events might influence the present. Causation could run in both directions. Then there is synchronicity. Carl Jung and Wolfgang Pauli saw meaningful coincidences as a form of a causal connection. From a Hermetic perspective, synchronicity is just causation operating on the mental plane instead of the physical plane. Chaos theory provides another bridge. It shows how deterministic systems can produce behavior that is effectively unpredictable. Small changes in initial conditions lead to wildly different outcomes. This is the famous butterfly effect. The system is fully causal but practically random because we cannot measure conditions with enough precision. Law is still there. As we move into the spiritual realm, we find karma. This is the principle of cause and effect applied to the moral domain. Every action produces consequences across many lifetimes and planes of existence. It parallels the Kybalions' many planes of causation. However, we must be critical. Physics knows no moral causation. The universe does not reward virtue through physical mechanisms. We must also be careful with unfalsifiable claims. Explaining everything as causation on a higher plane can make a principle hard to test. The open question of quantum determinism means the debate is far from settled. The parallel with chaos theory remains incredibly strong. At level 1, we see a genuine isomorphism between classical physics and the Hermetic law. Both describe a deterministic universe. At level 2, we find deep analogies and quantum interpretations that keep the flame of universal causation alive. As you move through this module, keep your mind open but your logic sharp. The law of cause and effect is waiting to be traced. Prepare to explore the threads that connect every event in your life and the cosmos itself. Let us begin. This concludes the introduction. Be sure to engage with the practices and the Synchronicity journal this week. The great work continues.